I see that. Okay. Hello. Hi. Happy Friday, everyone. We have Tom here today, who I met when we were at Squamish together. It was fantastic. We had such a wonderful time there with many other wonderful souls. And what I really wanted to talk about today is we see people coming in. Tom is a little bit on a time crunch today. Cheryl, thank you so much for becoming a member. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you. Oh, I appreciate that so much. Good morning, Carolyn.
hi,
Nice to
Carol.
see you. She's such a sweetheart. So we'll let people go ahead, but I don't, be painless. Hello. How are you today? Nice to see you. I got a 2 mile walk in early because I think it's going to be really hot here. And I'm doing something. Hey, Charlotte, I'm doing something new today. I tried Nerd Wax. It's something you put on your face so that your glasses don't slide all the time. So we
Ooh,
will see. We'll see if it
yeah, because you're gonna.
works.
Well, these are my computer glasses, but my
Yeah,
regular
these are
glass,
my computer glasses too.
they
Yeah.
come, they slide down all the time. I'm always like, you know,
Yeah, I got some Nerd Wax, so you might want to check it out. We'll see if it works. Hey, Charlotte. Nice to see you. Well, what I wanted to talk with Tom about today while we have him is I was discussing that I go within. And when I want to feel centered and grounded, I go to my womb, if you will. And I go up through my chakras. I make sure I'm grounded. I connect the earth chakra and the star chakra, making sure that I'm fully present. When I'm fully present, I'm less likely to get hurt or get distracted or be absent-minded. And at the edges of my awareness, I feel angelics and galactics. And sometimes, hey, Debbie. Debbie was there with us too at Squamish.
oh,
Sometimes, like while I'm doing dishes, hey, Liz and my dad will come through. Now, my dad sends me a song from an old TV show. Oh, what the heck was the name of that? It was da 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 da
oh,
da da
so
da
Sanford
da
and
da.
Son,
Yeah, Sanford and Son.
my favorite
He's
show.
Oh, really? My dad and I
Yeah,
used to watch that. And when I was probably 5, I lived with other people, but I'd visit my dad in his house. And we'd climb up on the roof and we'd put glass up there so it could change colors over the summer. And we lived on a block that had a junkyard at the other end of the block. So it was perfect. So I remember I always know it's my dad. And I'll be, hey dad, hey dad. Or if I'm trying to make something work, like, when you don't want to buy a new thing, so you take two old things that you already have and you try to smush them together to make a new thing. And
right.
sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And usually my dad he'll come through and say hello while I'm doing that. And it always makes me smile. And that just lets me know, it doesn't make me feel like a medium, but it makes me feel like, oh, that Claire is working. That means I'm in an attunement, so that's good. And when I first came on YouTube, I was telling Tom that I told Spirit I don't want to read cards and I don't want to be a medium. That was my thing. And now I've made Oracle deck and I read cards and I'm not afraid if Spirit comes through. So, here we are. So I wanted to ask Tom, for all of us, what Claire is mediumship? What Claires are involved in mediumship? I
Okay.
imagine. Yeah.
All of them.
Okay. I imagine they would avail you if you could smell something like cigarettes or a perfume or flowers that would connect to a memory.
Hmm. Yeah. So, what you're describing is you are a medium. So,
Okay.
so everybody. It's like a spectrum. You know,
Okay.
so everybody, it was ironic. There's no coincidences. This morning,
Right. Right.
I get, I channel messages, and the message today was a lot of kind of long, but basically like if you wake up in the morning and suddenly have a lyric for a song, or you or a poem, or
Write
you
it down.
write it down. But
Write
it
it
could be
down.
a nudge from spirit,
Yeah,
like a message. So
yeah,
um, the thing is, a lot of people don't listen to those. We're
I
taught
do.
not
Most
to.
of us here do, though.
Well, most of us here
Yeah,
do,
yeah.
but traditionally, it's like, oh, that doesn't make sense, or I don't want to listen to that. So what I tell people is, once you start doing that and people hear, a lot of people do it, the more you do it, the more it's like building up a skill. So the
And a
more you
muscle.
do it, yeah,
Yeah,
muscle.
yeah, for sure. Yesterday, I was getting more intuitions about people, and they were deepened insights. And the second time it happened yesterday morning, I stopped and I always say these things out loud. I wonder if you do too, where I say, "Thank you, Spirit. I just realized that's a deeper insight. I would like more of those, please. Thank you." And do you do that too?
Yeah, I do. And
Yeah.
when I
Hi, Amber.
work with different people,
Hmm.
yeah, thanks for everyone that's here. This is great.
Yeah.
Um,
Thank you.
like you can put a thought out in your mind and still make a connection, but there's something about verbalizing it, which also goes
Yeah.
into when you're doing a reading.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you start pulling somebody in and you start giving hints, and then you figure out if you're in a group, let's say, and you know who the person is, and the person eventually says, yes, that's me. I
Mm-hmm.
believe that's my grandmother for X, Y, and Z, and that builds the connection. So the human
Sure.
voice
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
like a,
There's power.
it is
There's power
power,
in it. There's power in our voices. That's for sure.
which then
Yeah.
just as a side note,
Denise.
when people say like, oh, I'm not good at that. Well, you're putting that out there, and then you're kind of creating that.
Yeah.
Um,
Whoa, that got weird. I don't know how I did that. How did I get us in so many? I don't know why we're over here. That might be Instagram. Are you seeing that as well?
mm,
No, okay, just me. Never mind. That's my own
I don't
experience.
think there's anybody on Instagram. I'm looking at it right now. If they are, they're not in
Well,
the.
normally when I'm in StreamYard, I see the two of us on screen, and now I see the two of us on screen, and then there's two miniature of us on the left. So
Oh,
I'm gonna say,
you can click that. I think if you
oh, I
go.
hit it. I hit it. Never mind. I fixed it. I don't know how I got it to happen, but I undid it. Don't do anything. It's fine.
Yeah, I
It's
know. I don't
fine.
want to do that same thing. Like, don't touch
No,
anything.
it'll be fine. Well, here's something that I've been wondering about. I thank you for answering that. That it takes all the clairs are involved when you're doing mediumship, because spirit is just kind of like they do these little tests every day. Like, can she hear us? Can
Hmm.
she smell things? Does she accept new ideas? Will she feel our hand on her shoulder? Will she feel the tickle on her cheek? Because sometimes I'll have like, what is happening with my hair? Something's in it, and I'm like, oh, that's probably my guides. They're just brushing my hair back, and they're seeing, is she aware?
Yeah,
Does she?
go ahead.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that yesterday I had a reading. I think it was, well, in the last couple of days, and I was getting like a lot of hits. I was, seeing my clairaudient or clairvoyance. I was seeing it. I was getting names. I was hearing the clairaudient. Um, and then I got a full body chill when this one thing came.
Oh,
And
good.
the
Those are
person who
good.
was getting the reading got a full body chill at the same time.
Ah.
So that it
Hmm.
that was like a real strong confirmation from spirit. So, clairsentient is feeling, claircognizant is just knowing something. Like you just walk into a room, like, oh, we're out of
Yeah.
here. This
Clear
place,
cognizance. Yeah. That
or
happens a lot where you just know somebody's off or the situation
Mhm.
is off. Yeah. Yeah. And trust it, and trust it out loud. I agree, saying it out loud. There's a lot of power. Hi, Nimra. Hi, everyone who's joined us. I appreciate you being here. I'm having so much fun talking with Tom about these things because I've been really curious about it. Because when it comes to ancestors, I thank my ancestors for helping me, and I ask them to help me every day, every morning and every evening. I ask them to help me, and I thank them. The first words out of my mouth are thank you, thank you, thank you for helping me. Please keep helping me. But I personally don't feel drawn to talk to them a lot because this might be immature of me. It might be, I don't know. I really don't know. But I kind of feel, I don't, please, I'm almost embarrassed to share this, but it's like you had your turn. You had your turn. You had your walk. I'm glad that I know that you're hoping I will do better than you did. I know you're hoping that I will do, well, maybe not better than you did, but best as I can be. Like when I was a little kid, I decided this pattern stops with me. There was a bad pattern. There were 3 bad patterns. And I was like, you know what? That stops with me. I am not carrying these patterns forward. And I know in my heart that my ancestors are the ones having a party when I said that and when I live it. And they're like, yes, they're so ecstatic because every bit of healing we do reverberates through the ancestral line forward and back 7 generations. So I'm interested in it in that aspect. But I'm not that interested in talking to my Aunt Lulu. I don't have an Aunt Lulu, but for example, I'm not so excited about that. Is that like normal?
Well, I think what that goes to is, I think it's 2 things. One,
Mhm.
when someone comes for a reading, they have to come ready for it, right? And I think sometimes they're guided by spirit that this is important for them. So they have to be in the right place. On the other hand, if you're not there's not an interest to do it, then there's not an interest. It's nothing wrong with that. But the other part of that is, Annie, is that you get information on your own in your own way. So, like you're saying about this Sanford and Son song, right?
Yeah,
That is a message from your father.
yeah.
So you're that's that's what you need then. You know what I'm trying to say?
Well,
Like,
well, exactly, because I figure if an ancestor, a forward or back, has something that can help me, and I'm open to that help, they will give it to me or send it to me in whatever way I'm open, and then I will receive it. And I try to have my wits about me so I can say, thank you. Thank you for helping me. Oh, thank you for helping me with that. Thank you so much. And I don't necessarily know who it was that helped me, but I know that I have been helped. I might not know their name
but then the other part, another
yet,
interesting, is you're basically explaining mediumship as we're going through here. Is you're open.
Okay. Okay.
It's, and I'm actually getting it. I actually, for real, I would say for reals, like my kids and my students used to say, for reals, I'm getting a chill just now because it's like spirit is guiding us through this conversation. I really feel that. And that you were talking about what you just said was you're open,
Yeah.
and I have had people come like this. Okay, I'm ready. Well, it doesn't look like you're ready,
Not
you
really.
know.
Yeah.
And somebody wrote maybe Aunt Lulu has something important to say.
Yeah.
Well, it could be,
Yeah.
right.
Could
But
be. I'd be happy to hear it.
but you have to
That's
be
okay.
open to it. I had a friend whose partner passed,
Mhm.
and he booked a reading with a medium, and he was telling us how it went, and he said, it was later in the afternoon, and he was running late, and he was texting her, and she goes, well, you better get here because he's here already. And when she got there, she said he's been bugging her all day. So when he got to the reading, he was like, it was all meaning that it was important for him to get to be there, but it was also important for his partner to come through at that time. So it's a connection, and if I'm doing a reading and I get, like, almost instantly, I get something coming through, or even before the reading, I have to say, okay, hold back, because when I want them to come through when the reading's happening, because it's
Yes.
stronger. Then it's the energy's stronger.
Yes.
Although you're kind of like, oh, maybe I can get started on it, and it doesn't. It kind of loses it. So I kind of going off on a tangent here, but
May I
it's
interrupt? May I
yeah,
interrupt?
sure,
Because that was the reason I didn't want to be a medium, because I didn't want a line of passed on souls wanting to talk to me or through me. And so I think it is, maybe I'm obnoxious, but I was like, Spirit, I am available for this when I say so. I am available from this time to this time. That's it. Very
That's
strong boundaries of when you're available and what you're available for, what you're available to. Because when I was first starting my spiritual journey, I was wide open. And when you're a really bright light, everything in the freaking universe comes running up to you, and a lot of it isn't that great. So I learned the hard way to put up those boundaries and mean it. You know? And so now that I'm an old woman, I'm like, okay, but there has to be parameters that respect my energy and my time.
mhm.
Do you do that? Did you learn that as well? That you have to be very, it's just being respectful of your own self.
What you just described
Yeah,
is really important for people that are
yeah,
empaths too.
yeah.
You know, they feel
Hi,
everything. And
Jules.
so, um,
Hey, Mary.
yeah, we got more people coming in here. This is
Yes,
great.
thank you so much. I'm so glad you're all here. Yes, Amber learned hard and fast too when you became a massage therapist, touching people. No kidding. Because like we to travel and I would try to sleep and I would see the movie of what was happening 3 buildings away. I would see the bad things that were happening. I would feel what someone was feeling, and I'd be like, oh, I had to shut that down. That has no place in my day. Um, and it also, I got to be honest, I'd party with my husband at that time, and we'd go out for dinner, go out and see a show, have a few drinks, and then come back. So that is not a good way for my energy to be picking up on other people because I'm not going to be picking up on anything I want to know about. So we don't do that anymore. There's nothing wrong with it. We had a great time. We just don't do that anymore. And I don't drink anymore. So now it's a lot easier for me to say um, where my boundaries are but I don't really consider myself very empathic. Um, Not in a particular way. I can read rooms, but I purposely don't. I only read people if I want to get a quick hit on them, just to see if they're okay. you know, I,
Well,
and then I
but you're,
pull back because that's
I think-
me being respectful of myself and being respectful of them.
but you're managing it well. Island Girl says I'm an empath. So
Yeah.
I was had talked with Arthur, Easier Mind at one point a couple years ago, and he gave
Uh-huh.
me the name of a really good book, and I wish I knew that it's something about it's an empath. You can get it on Amazon, I think, and it's like basically how to manage being an empath. And it's important because when I've had people come in, I teach a mediumship class in
Oh,
person.
you do?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah.
Oh,
There's a store here in the area where I'm in the
oh,
Poconos, and I think I'm gonna start doing it online. And kind of,
I
I
think
think,
you should.
yeah, I want to
That's a
work
good
with
idea.
beginners, like people that are like just getting information, because like this one student was like, I go to bed and I get all these people coming to me, and I don't know, and I the first thing I told her was, you have to learn that you're in control. You're in the driver's seat. So don't ever think that like you can't turn it off. You just say, look, I'm a human. I have to sleep. And like you guys got to leave me alone. And if you want to, however you want to do that, if you want to do a prayer of protection, or you just want to say, very emphatically, can you do this? Like, and then when you're ready to do it, like if I'm doing a reading, I'll say, angels and guides to mine. Do I have permission to work with the person's angels and guides for information? And if they booked a reading and stuff, obviously they've already set that intention. But
Right,
I
right.
put that out there, and then vice versa. Like there's been times where, like yesterday, I had 4 readings all
Oh,
day yesterday,
goodness. Oh,
and
man.
yeah, I was like, so I went to bed, and I like, okay, I'm going to bed. I don't,
Yeah.
all energy that's not mine needs to leave. I went outside, walked on the grass, and
I
then I
find eating, do you eat, I want to interrupt just a little bit so you but do you eat like beans, food that grows underground, meat to help you ground?
Yeah, so I don't eat as
Okay.
much meat as I used to, but there's a diner that I like, and I
Okay.
went and ate this big turkey, those turkey dinner with mashed potatoes, but I had some turkey
Oh,
left over. So after I finished the readings, I went and took the turkey and made a big sandwich and ate
oh,
that and
good.
went to bed, which
Oh,
isn't always
good.
the best for your acid reflux, but
Uh,
it grounded me, it brought me in. Washing your hands, taking a shower is good.
yeah,
Um,
definitely saging. And then what, letting airing out the area that that reading was done in.
mhm.
When I was younger, I was really, really dang good at building shields, and I had steel shields, which I can still call up as needed. But I had shields, really good shields, mirror shields, and I would buy and wear a lot of obsidian. But it was necessary for that part of my learning, and I learned what I needed to learn. But as I've gotten older, I am finding that as I raise my vibration, the lower energies aren't as attractive to me. So as I raise my vibration and stay in joy and be silly and act like a kid and appreciate really be close with nature, then it's easier to just, you're just not as attractive to lower energies.
No. And I
And
was sharing,
that really helps.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that people ask me, aren't you afraid of that? And I said, no, my vibration's too high. And I don't drink anymore. I don't do anything. So
Yeah.
not that
Same
there's
here.
anything wrong with, people have their own life,
Yeah.
but for me, like when you contract when you lower your vibration and however that is. And I was saying earlier, like I kind of was in a little bit of a mood this morning and I wasn't happy. I kind of got short with somebody at a store and I really like apologized afterwards. And I was like, why did that happen? And then I realized that I was just a little overwhelmed this morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
but because I wasn't bringing myself in for a minute, I let that energy get lower, and then
Hi,
I got
Kim.
upset. But you're only human, we're only human, um, we still have to feel all that. But I just feel like yeah, I don't worry about that. In fact, when I've been to Arthur Finley, in fact, the first time we were doing all these readings and everything, and I leaned over to this one friend that I had made, and I said, I was interested. I said, we don't do any prayer protection really. I mean, we kind of did one at the beginning. She goes,
Yeah.
well, we're working with spirits, with souls. We're not working with like low energy. And when she said that, it made sense to me. But I think if you're starting out, or even if you're not, it's always good to be cognizant and do be prayer protection or however you want to do that. I think that's important. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I think so too. I think sometimes when there's a lot of energy, a feather can help you to pull it away, to
mhm.
pull the excess energy away, especially if it's one you found on a walk.
Well,
You know,
when
it's,
I do Reiki, and if for people that know Reiki, when you finish the reading or the session with the person, you literally go like this over the person. You actually cleanse it, and then you cleanse yourself.
Mhm.
You clean all that off and break the energy off. So,
I've only done a couple. I took Reiki 1 and 2, and I've done a couple of remote healings. And at the end, I said, now my energy stays with me, and your energy stays with you. And that felt fabulous. That felt fabulous. Is that what you're talking about in person, aren't you?
yeah, in person. But I
Oh, I
will.
haven't done that yet. I've only
Oh,
practiced on my husband.
um, yeah, I do that. I will say that I will verbalize that in my mind if I'm in because it's usually by then
Yeah.
it's quiet. But if I do it remotely, I will do that as well. Or even when I do a reading, like I'll say, like I said, any energy that is not mine, please leave. Only energy
Yes.
that's mine is to stay. Um, and then I kind of do a whole breathing thing, and I visualize my crown chakra and white light and the whole thing. But it's really important because like I said yesterday, like after all those readings, I knew I had to do something because I
Yeah.
couldn't just go to bed. So um
Terry.
Oh,
Terry's here.
wow. Hi, Terry.
Hello. Nice to see you. We're talking about mediumship with Tom. I hope that there's something you can do like dipping in water or a ritual that you have that is just your own. Like a lot of times if this is not I'm not telling you what to do, but sometimes if I've had a day where something's just off, I'm off, the world's off, something's off, I will take a quick shower and change my clothes. I will just change my clothes. I'm like, okay, reset. It's sort of like, and I'll call my energy back. Like I'll ask any energy that isn't mine, you must leave now. And I'll say any energy that isn't friendly or isn't of the highest good. If you come any closer to me, you will be returned to source instantly. And then I ask that any energy of mine that I have scattered throughout the day, when I was walking, or I talked to somebody, or I went to the store, or I washed, whatever. And I call all those pieces back to me. And that usually calms. I find that really, really calming. And one thing I'm having to do, because you know what? You know how people are saying like they're feeling aches and beans and aches and pains? Well, I have this theory that we're carrying more light. And as we carry more light in this natural world, if you build a bond with the natural world, it won't bother you as much. But I think some of the aches and pains I'm having are because we're carrying more light. So I do this thing now. I just started it like a couple weeks ago, where I'll stop throughout the day and I'll go, guides and angels with me, guides and angels with me. And I'll wait until I feel them really close. And then to me, that's my way of reacclimating, because I'm walking with more light now and I
Mhm.
need to get used to it. I'm changing my diet as of a couple of days ago, just to see if that makes a difference. Adding more protein, cutting back on carbs.
Mhm.
Just a little adjustment, and I'm not going crazy with it. It's just a small adjustment to see if this helps me be comfortable carrying more light. What do you have any thoughts on that?
Um, I had like three things go through my mind
Oh,
at the
oh,
first
let's
time.
hear him. Let's hear him. I want to
So,
hear him.
well, I've had this throat sore throat issue since March, and I've been going on medication, antibiotics and the whole thing. And I
Oh
finally felt like
goodness.
I got over it.
Okay.
And this morning I woke up and I was like, oh, it was real early, and I was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
it's not sore. This one side when I swallow it was hurting me. So I remembered something that happened, which I'll share after this. But I was laying in bed, it was all dark, and I just asked angels and guides, I please need a healing. Can you please? And I just laid down and
Yeah.
concentrated on this side of my, and the reason why I thought about it, Annie, was because I'm sitting here talking to you and I don't have any pain. Like
Oh, good.
I forget sometimes I
Oh,
forget
good.
about what I did or whatever. But
Yeah.
a more dramatic time, if I can share, this was
Of
probably a year and
course.
a half ago. Um, I might have shared this with Terry. I believe I did. I had this headache on my right side, and it was just, and I didn't want to take the Advil or anything. I just wanted to
Right.
see if I could get it myself. So I laid in the bed, and I was just like, it was really hurting me. I couldn't concentrate on anything. And I just said, can I please get a healing? And I called in my guides and angels. And I actually asked the galactics for help.
Oh, good.
And, this is what happened. I looked up, I'm not making this up. I don't drink anymore. I don't do anything. I looked
We
up
got you.
and
We got you.
I saw this like thing above me in the room, this light,
Okay.
and it like opened up,
Oh,
and this light came down, and my forehead where it was got really warm, and
I
then
get goosebumps.
the light went back up, and then when I looked up, that opening was like this, and it looked like this is the part that gets a little out there. It looked like there were beings looking down at me,
Oh, I'm sure there were.
and then it just went like an aperture. It went,
Just closed
and
right up. Yeah, we've
the
done
headache
what we needed to do.
completely gone. Now, this morning I was like, oh, maybe that'll happen
Me
again. Well,
too.
it wasn't that dramatic, but I
Mhm.
did see. I kind of when it's completely dark, I will see kind of like light, like light, kind of like little images, not like an orb, but it's kind of like a floating light. And then
Okay.
I like I said, like I don't have any more pain.
Oh,
So
good.
and I was almost
Oh,
healed, but it was
good.
just not quite there. So
Right, right.
again, setting an intention, putting it out there. And now if I would have said, oh gosh, I have that sore throat again. Oh my God, what am I going to do? This sore throat. And I kept thinking about it. I probably would still have it. It would still be bothering me.
Yeah, don't even need to say that because
No,
that
I
doesn't
shouldn't.
feel good. It doesn't feel good. No. Because I've had a similar thing where I had a surgery in 2020 and it was scary. And there was, it was scary. So as I heal from that, my physical body's fine. It's great. But as I emotionally and energetically heal from that, I've started to do this thing, which I think is really clever because I'm always trying to see creator like Great Spirit. I kind of got this conversation going. Like, I saw you, you know. So instead of reliving the trauma, I go, okay, stop right there, freeze. Welcome home to my heart. You who were traumatized that day. Just come home to my heart. We can release the energy together because the energy itself was neutral. And all you need to do now is rest and look out my eyes. Just rest. And I think it's been the epiphany for me recently because I'm like, how many lifetimes has it taken me to figure this out? A person could spend lifetimes figuring this out. That a lot of times these aspects are just coming home. They just want to come home. And we are the only doorway they can come home through because they're part of us. And then every time we do that, these little sacred moments, we become more whole. And then our intuitions and our clairs can become more active because they have more of us available. To me, this is blowing my mind. This is what I've been doing recently, and it's incredible. I don't know. I'm wondering if the next time, if by chance you were to try that when your throat hurt again, if you were to try that in the first few seconds, just say, what is the message? Because I picture these aspects of self in a long line, and they're of all ages and all sexes. And there's at least three sexes, there's male, female, there's two splits, and it's beautiful. And I picture them of all sizes and ages and sexes, and they all have something to give me. And it could be ancestral what they're carrying. This could have been 7 generations old that someone just wants it to be let go of. And I'm the one in body right now, so I can do it. So if that's what mediumship is, then bring it on, baby. Then I'm here for it. Do you think it's possible to do mediumship in that way as a way of self-healing, like generationally? Is
Well,
that is that possible, or is that just something else?
well, you're actually kind of going again. I really feel like this conversation because as you were
I'm
talking,
all right.
I
Yeah.
was gonna start talking about trance healing mediumship.
Because you're doing that. That's right.
And what you described is that there's three kinds of mediumship. There's the physical mediumship, which is very rare, where you can move objects. Then there's the mental mediumship, which is what most mediums do. And then
Okay.
there's trance mediumship. And there's people that do it, but there's one woman out of England that if you watch her, she really is, it's incredible. She puts herself into delta. So there's alpha, beta, delta, and she gets herself into that lower zone. And then her guide comes through her voice. So there she's talking like, I'm talking in a high voice. And all of a sudden this other voice comes through. So she's letting the spirit use her etheric field to speak. And I say that
Okay.
because then with trance healing, you're calling in. So like in Reiki, a lot of times when I'm doing it, as it's evolving, I will call in for us. Can I get some help here? and I'll feel the energy coming in. And I have felt like the story I mentioned several times about when I received it, but I can
Mhm.
feel like another spirit coming in to my hands,
Mhm.
and I feel like they're helping. So the other way, like what I do, what I'm doing as part of Reiki now, so it's kind of like an add-on, is I will
Yeah.
ask for a healing spirit or a healing guide to come through and help me with this healing. And um, so what you're saying is basically that's what you're doing, is you're calling in help. And so through you, the spirit is working through you to heal somebody. Does that make sense?
Well, they're aspects of myself, and I think they represent, as I heal myself, it can heal 7 generations forward and back. So it feels very powerful. I didn't have these challenges for no reason. I chose these challenges, even the ones where there was abusive content. A lot of that was either by my doing or by my choice. So when I heal those aspects and welcome them home to my heart, I'm healing generationally. Um,
I want to answer
forward
this
and
question in the chat, but what I was
yeah,
going
I
to,
see that from hypnicity.
yeah.
Is there Reiki for someone who's feeling disconnected?
So when anybody does Reiki, they'll say, well, you know, it's not me, it's not my energy, it's the energy flowing, universal energy flowing through me. But it's always whatever the client needs. So Reiki will go where it's needed. So if
Mhm.
the client feels and that's part of what the healing is, then that's where it will go. If somebody does have like a shoulder issue, and I know that ahead of time, I'll work on that. But sometimes I'll figure out something in their body. But the other thing is sometimes they'll have an experience. Most of the time, though, I kind of get a hint what's going on, but sometimes they'll come out and say, "I really this whatever happened." So, to answer the question, Reiki goes wherever it's needed. But what I wanted to say before that, you were talking about, oh, the generational. I've had a lot of times in readings where somebody will come through and say, um, let's say there's been a history of abuse of women in the family being abused and not standing up and always being like, and this one in this life we're in now, the person I'm reading for is a strong woman and has decided to change the behaviors of the males in her family, and not accepting things. And i'll
She could
i'll hear
change her
from
own behavior.
I'll hear from spirit, thank you for healing that generational issue,
Hmm.
like not accepting that. And also that she, like this one case, she also was helping heal the male line in the
Yeah,
family.
who
And
needs it badly. They need
yes.
it badly, so badly. We are expecting men to behave as if they are healthy, healthy men who have been raised by healthy men, when many of the men have not been raised by healthy role models, haven't seen a healthy role model for generations. And you cannot teach what you do not know. You can only teach by being what it is you want someone else. So I have a lot of love and compassion for the males in this world. Yeah, I want to burn down the patriarchy, damn straight. But I also have a
Amen
lot
to
of
that.
love and compassion for, you can't expect people to know what they've never been taught. And their fathers didn't know either. There have been so many broken homes, so many, that I understand why some of the younger generations act out in the ways that they do. They're looking for role models. It's been that
Mhm.
way, and they're not finding the best ones, but they're finding what they find. So there's but I think it's interesting because sometimes, like when you have a bad shoulder or something, it could be that you moved in ways that didn't help your body one bit. It could be that you took on too many responsibilities that were not yours. It could be that this is a lesson you've chosen to learn for the last 6 lifetimes. It could be that your family line has a history of wearing yokes, and being beaten down, and you standing up straight and tall, claiming your own power and releasing anything that isn't yours. All of these, they could be all of those things. It could be any of those things. So when I have that happen to myself or for you, hypnicity, just entertain that it could be any and all of those things. So
Hmm.
as you stand up straight and stand in your light and claim your power and heal, you're doing it for more than just you. And the generations ahead of you and behind you were like, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Because there are times when I don't want to face something, and then I'll ask myself, do I want to leave this for my granddaughter to deal with? Do I want her becoming a grown woman and having to deal with this issue all by herself with no support? Well, hell no. So I will just figure it out. I will do it to the best of my ability, or I'll ask questions. Stay curious and look for resources and read books and talk to other people and see what I can figure out. Because often it is that we just don't have enough information, or
Hmm.
the information we have is kind of bent and weird. It doesn't serve. Um, we're at this time of great change on the planet, so I don't think we get to be here without ourselves going through great change, because that's kind of our mojo, if you will. What we bring as a soul group to planets that we go into, and we say, hey, Tom, I'll meet you there. We're going to rock this world from the inside out. We're going to light up. We're going to stand in a light, and we're going to change things from the inside out, one day at a time. And it's kind of what we do. Everybody who's here, it's kind of what we do. Um,
Well, even like the group where, like when we gone to the retreats, like in Squamish, and like when I met you and then meeting you in person, like a lot of us, like for me, like this was, I wasn't doing this when I was, 20. So I had a whole other kind of a regular kind of, I guess, life. And now I'm
yeah,
doing this. But I also feel like we're all of us that are like of our age are coming together.
mhm,
And
yeah,
what's exciting is the people that are younger, they're,
yeah,
they're, they're already in it. They're already in the driver's seat. They
yeah,
already get some of this stuff. It was
yeah.
talking about people about holding energy. I had a client who was in the military and wore a gun strap
Mhm,
and horrible pain. And
mhm,
when I went to work on him, I saw all kinds of stuff, and it was difficult
yeah,
to see. But
yeah,
he was holding all that in that shoulder. And then
yeah.
when I was able to work on it and release it, he went from 12 Tylenol down to 2 a day.
Oh,
Now
yay.
I don't even think he's taking any. So I also think it wasn't just the Reiki, it was spirit working through. It was also him doing a lot of homework on his part too. But it was residual energy being held, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. And there's always a reason, because we don't need to judge ourselves for having it at
Hmm.
all. This is the burden I'm carrying for a time. When I have learned everything that I can from it, I will not only share it, but I'll then release it. And I'll share what I've learned with others. And my resonance will be lifted. My energy will carry itself. I don't know how to say this. Like, I see the light moving more quickly in different ways. And that's why it's so important to connect with the natural world every day, because this affects the natural world. We're like keys to the living library. So imagine yourself, like we have a smart key for our house, and you can change that smart key. When you have a smart key, you can change it to be different if you wish. So picture yourself as a smart key in the living library that is Earth. So every time you go outside each day, you go outside and say your prayers, say hello, say it out loud. Your key affects different parts of the natural world. Because this is what's so cool about Earth School is, like, everything here knows its purpose except us. So, like, all the plants, all the animals, all the trees, all the stones, they all know their purpose and they're doing it. We're the students here. And they're all here supporting us. So when you let the world, when you interact with the natural world and you let it know exactly who you are, standing in your light, standing with your heart open, this determines how much of earth energies you will be able to access. Because I really think that earth is also an Akashic record. There's an Akashic library of earth that we can access. And this helps us make peace with not only the walk we're in, but the walks behind us and ahead of us. And it makes, go ahead, please.
This is so I'm sitting here with these cards, right? I'm just shuffling them. And I started
Yeah.
pulling one card up. So I just said, okay, I'm trying because I wanted to find this one card. Because when you said
Okay.
I got this card in my head. So I said, well,
Okay.
I'm not going to find it that way. I can't pull every card. So I started shuffling and I
Yeah.
asked for the card and I got it just now.
Yeah.
Stand your ground.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Man, I wish I'd painted that. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Stand in your light. Stand your ground. Because you access the living library in this way. As you do this, you being here, you're much, much more than just a human. I mean, human is like, this is the fifth time we've tried this. We are human. We're the fifth time that we've tried to do this, and we're so close. We're so close. So we can do it this time, but we need to realize how important it is that we're here, how important this beautiful sacred world is, and how our being ourselves authentically standing in our light is so important. Because think of yourself as a smart key. You can access all the realms that this body can access through your heart and soul. And that isn't some far off way, it's inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
It's yours. You are sovereign. No one else can access that but you. So claim it. Enjoy, please enjoy this experience. Get everything you can out of it. It's really wonderful to be here. I'm thrilled, especially to be here now at these crazy days. So,
But we're
anyway,
all here for everybody that's in the chat, everybody that's here. We're all
yeah,
here. We all chose to be here at this time.
yeah,
I had somebody come through saying to the person, they couldn't be here at this time. They couldn't handle all this, but the person, the relative that's here could, and they're watching in joy to see. But they're also working on the
yeah,
other side to
yeah.
affect change. So,
They
and,
are. Thank goodness.
and this back about
Goodness.
the different worlds of like that's why when you hear these stories of the ETs turning off the nuclear weapons is because they're not going to let they don't there's not interference, but um, they're not going to let us do that. So I really feel like when you talk about these all these weapons these people have, the reason why they may try to use it but they ain't going to work because they're going to be zapped out. So
There's a higher power at work here. Why don't we draw a card for everybody? Because I know you have an appointment you need to get to. I'm sorry we didn't go into questions, but I think with this time today, it was really, really well spent, and I appreciate it. Thank you for being here today.
well,
This
thank you
was
for
so
inviting me.
fun.
And
Absolutely.
I'd like to come back and do questions too. Um,
Okay.
And if I
Okay.
could just mention my it's been on the screen the whole time, but my YouTube channel and then my
Yes.
website. So
Yes,
if you're
Tom.
interested in readings, it's
Yes.
time2.com. And I have even a 30-minute reading, and I have other options in there.
Absolutely.
So if you're interested in a private reading, take a look at
Yeah.
that. So
Check it out. And we'll get together again. I'll see what your availability is next month. The
okay,
card that I drew, I'm sorry, I'm going first. That's a bit
sure.
rude. I'm sorry. The card that I drew is from my Oracle deck, and it's card number 15, Winds of Change. They bring clarity. So as time passes, you being yourself authentically is going to make a lot more sense as time goes by. And what did you get?
So I have these golden mantra cards, and I pulled, I ask, I believe, I shall receive.
I love it. I love it. I ask, I believe, I shall receive. I love that.
So you
Well,
create your
thank
own
you.
reality.
That's,
Yep.
well, thank you for being here, everyone. I really appreciate it. Please do the YouTube things and subscribe to both of us and hit that like and leave a comment because it really helps the algorithm. And have a lovely Friday, and we'll talk with you soon.
And
Bye for
Annie,
now.
bye
Yeah.
for now. Take care.
Bye. Yeah. No, go ahead if you're going to say
I
something.
was going to say you can come on my show sometime.
I would love that. Invite me.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.